Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Master League team from Ethan, who submits all the time. It is Annihilape, Dragonite, Florges. He basically in the in the submission talks about how his friend named Steven always wanted to do a GBL channel but just doesn't. So do me a favor and say, just do it, Steven. Just do it, Steven. Okay. The team is, so I like this team. I'm like, okay, first of all, Annihilape. How Annihilape is meta in all three leagues when it just came out and does not have a special move is crazy to me. But it is. It is just super, super strong. Dragonite and Florges. You are double weak to Fairy in the back. So I'm surprised that the team isn't like a Metagross or an Excadrill double Fairy. Double weak to Fairy in the back. You got Florges. Florges is a good Pokemon. Like it's one of the top Pokemon in this meta, so it still should be very, very well, but do well, but it's obviously not the super answer to Fairy that you're looking for in the front, but we'll see how it goes. I assume you have to try, and I assume Annihilape is your safe swap, and I assume you're going to have to try and go into it if you can, or you're just going to hope you don't see Fairy in the back. So Goldango, Dragonite. Really? I already don't like it. I already do not like coming Dragonite into any matchup. Never mind a Steel. I get it. Their Hex will do super effective on Annihilape. But if you're coming Dragonite, man, you're just setting yourself up for a potential hard counter here. They don't get hard countered, but you're down a shield, and now you're probably going to go down 2 shields or be taken out. Not quite taken out. And they finally go into Annihilape. So Annihilape, again, I can't believe so many people. I can't believe Annihilape's meta in the Master League Premier. Okay. Florges, we'll get back on this. You're already down a shield, and Shadow Ball's going to do like 50-60% here. Oh, wow. Florges is tankier than I expected. But it's Annihilape, so maybe just you don't get that sort of like attack. We'll take it out. They are running a double Fairy. This one with a Waterfall Primarina. So going to bait here, because it's kind of one of your only win conditions here, is you need to bait a couple times. You need to shield, bait again, and then land a Shadow Ball. So we'll see if we can do that. I don't even know if you can get to a Shadow Ball, quite honestly. So going for the second Ice Punch. Grab that second shield. They come in. Goldango, you can just counter down. And now have a Shadow Ball coming out for the win. Nice. Nice workaround. I still don't agree with the Dragonite safe swap. Dragonite can just get so punished in this meta. Florges into Goodra. So obviously a great lead. They will get out into something. That something is an Ursaluna, which is weak to counter. It is half normal. Weak to Ice Punch as well because it is half ground. So great answer here. Now it will get to a high horsepower. Obviously it's an Ursaluna, so it's not going to take you out or anything, but it probably still going to hurt. Oh, they just go straight Ice Punch. I'm surprised they went Ice Punch. What are you baiting there for? Okay. So now you have a ton of energy, multiple Ice Punches for a dragon. So this is plus then your Florges is going to get on. So this is shaping up to be great. Man, that does not a lot. I guess that's just an Ice Punch and it's a non-stab. And Goodra is tanky, but still 2 Ice Punches with living it with ease. I assume they'll just let it go and try and sweep with whatever's in the back here. It would be very weird to start shielding now. What is in the back? A Metagross. Ooh, and that is going to be tough for your back line. What do you do here? I would also, yeah. Honestly, I would try something like that as well. I would try and get a little bit of Dragon Breath damage, and then try and catch the move on the Florges, because you need to basically just save 2 shields for Dragonite. Shield everything. And now it's, can you get to 3 Dragon Claws before they get to 2? You just go Dragon Claw, because the Dragon Breath is going to add up. That's one of the things about these Dragon Breath users that I notice every time I use them against Steels in the Great League. These Dragon Breaths really add up. Now the question is, just commit to the farm down at this point. Hope they don't get to 2 moves, but just commit to the farm down. Ah, they get 2 moves. Could you have gotten... No. That looks like more than 1 claw. Tough. They just... Yeah, that's a tough back one for you. Good lead. The safe swap, an interesting one here. Depending on what their move is, because you're doing super effective with counter, they're doing super effective with lick. You only have ice punch because shadow. Oops, I have shadow claw. Someone's gonna point that out. Shadow ball. Shadow ball is resisted. How many minutes in were we? 5. I did it for the comments. I should edit that. I'm gonna edit that now. If they have like earthquake or something, just to buy Sam, okay. So you win switch, down shield though. Dragon can come back in. You will do double super effective here. So I expect a shield. Did I say Shadow Ball? Did I just click Shadow Claw? Get the second one off. They're just letting it go. Excadrill in the back. Double weak to fighting. Ooh, I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised they shield if they're just going to try to commit to the farm down. So honestly, you can live 1, and Moonblast is really going to hurt this thing. I run Excadrill, and even the fairy moves do way more than you would expect them to. So yeah, going Moonblast here, saving your Dragonite, and then Dragonite can just, yeah, they're going to let it go because it's resisted, right? But no, like it does a lot. Excadrill's too glassy. I like it. I like it as a safe swap. But man, it's glassy. So take it down there. Florg is an Excadrill. So this is not setting up well. So the state, and now they have a Dragon Breath Gyarados. I'm surprised you killing me here. Annihilape is what makes Annihilape such a good safe swap is its ability to throw really hard hitting moves against things that resist counter. Right? So if you get a Togekiss, you can hit super effective with Ice Punch. If you get a Florges, you can hit super effective with, not super effective, but like pretty hard hitting with Shadow Ball. If you get a freaking Dragonite on a Florges, everything is resisted. I know Superpower, even resisted, still does good chip, but it's just like a hard punish. So I'm really surprised you're using Dragonite as safe swap instead of Annihilape. Like, Annihilape is a great safe swap for this meta, and I am going to check PvPoke to see the rankings for safe swaps for Dragonite versus Annihilape. And I can't imagine that in the Premier League that Dragonite is anywhere near the top as opposed to Annihilape. So, not surprising, Gyarados, actually these two aren't even anywhere close to the top, but Master Premier, Gyarados, Feraligatr, Goodra, Snorlax, Ursaluna are up there. Your Annihilape is 21, and your Dragonite's actually 25. Interesting. I thought it'd be way lower than that. Well, I guess it shouldn't be way lower than that because it's still like a top tier Pokemon. You're like, I said there's only like 15 usable Pokemon and it's 25th rank, so it's still not a good safe swap from that perspective. But yeah, get off of Moonblast, farm down. Looks like I missed a good matchup there. Sorry, you just really threw me off while you keep going Dragonite here. I'm not going to comment. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to see. Superpower, I know Superpower resisted will still do like 40% here. Not, okay, way less than that. I thought it would do more than that. I know it does a lot. But now you just get killed. You don't have a Metagross for an answer here. Right? You drew it out, which is fine. But usually you have like a Metagross or Excadrill or something to like wall this now. At least with the Annihilape, you could have Shadow Balled this. They're still going to get a move off. It's still going to do 50% if it's a Moonblast. Yes, you will have a counter user on the Rhyperior, as long as they're not running double. If they're running double fairy, it doesn't matter. But Gonna get the counter user. I don't even know what the move is. Breaking swipe, right. Double fair, you're screwed. I mean, you're screwed anyways. But, again, just watching this. Oh, I'll let that move go through. I mean, it's smart to shield it, but... yeah, no man. don't use Dragonite as the safe swap on this team. You did get this down to 0 shields, and you will take this out. But I gotta imagine Rhyperior's... Oh no, it doesn't even take out. Yeah, Master League. Everything lives in Master League. I keep forgetting that. So terrible lead. You're gonna go Dragonite. You're gonna go Dragonite. Mirroring a Dragonite match is a decision. I'm gonna stop saying that everything is dumb, but it's a decision. And not a smart one. So you can shield and just take switch, which you will, because why would you put your Florges on a Metagross? Not like Annihilape has a great matchup. Metagross is kind of rough for this team. So honestly, in terms of, I think if you're gonna run this team, I would do two things different. I would put, because if you get a Metagross is tough on the back line too. I would put Excadrill on the lead, and I would use Annihilape as my safe swap. Those are the two things that I would do different to make this team better and play it better. They are coming to a very aggressive farm down. You'll get the Florges on it and just let it go. Just sacrifice it at this point because you need to save shields for the Metagross. Or whatever's on the lead. So just letting this go back to back here. Just throw the move, take it out. Okay, they caught. That's fine. This is a little chip, not much. I mean, you have to go Shadow Ball. I was going to say, I don't know who wins CMP, but I think the play is this one. I think you just commit the shield, farm a ton, because you need to get the Shadow Ball off before they get their Shadow Ball off. So, actually, they're probably in Ice Punch range, but not if you don't want to risk it. When they're in the red, usually neutral moves, even if they're non-step and bad like Ice Punch, should be enough to take it out. But, you know, Magnezone, where are you going to go here? Hey, Annihilape, what a great safe swap. Gonna get hit with a fairy, as expected, but hey, at least you have a neutral move. No, that's bad timing. I'm sorry I'm ripping on you, because you have consistently given me battles over the years. Even when no one else, even when I, like this season I asked for them, and people are starting to deliver, but you've always given me battles. So I appreciate that. Still though, the criticisms remain. Going to shield. What was on the lead? Wasn't it a Magnezone? Moonblast is going to hurt a Magnezone though. It's kind of like Excadrill. It's just a little too glassy in general, and they know it too, and that's why they shield. Wild Charge is still neutral, and they are at least 1.5, if not 2 here. So just going to sacrifice the Dragonite. They should bank it. Fire Skeldurge. This game is over. You got to hope you can get to maybe a second one that puts it in disarming range voice. Okay. Potential here. The thing is, you still need to throw a move. A very aggressive resisted Fairy Wind down here. Because you have to, because the Magnezone's still loaded. This one's over. You're kind of screwed from the start here. Skeldurge is kind of rough for this team. Oh no, Dragonite will deal with Skeldurge just fine if it has more energy and shields. Okay. So, again, when you run a team like this, you kind of need to... okay, Glycerod's still neutral, so this is still fine. When you run a team like this, you still need to draw out a fairy, right? Because if they're running a fairy in the back and you're coming in with Dragonite and Annihilape, you're going to have a lot of problems. Liquidation, resisted, defense fall though. Double super effective powder snow is coming through here, but you have a superpower, so that might scare it a little bit. Oh, blind into Annihilape. Never blind. They didn't have a move. You can't. Ugh. The disappointment. I mean, it's just hard counter steady at this point because you'll get the Florges on this and you'll get the Annihilape on that. But you don't need to throw blind there because the Mamoswine did not have a move yet. So you were more than comfortable doing a move. I know why some people throw blind is because there's like a glitch in the game where sometimes if you throw like blind immediately, sometimes they don't get their fast move through. It's a glitch. It's a mistake in the game because you're supposed to get that fast move through, but sometimes like they don't. It doesn't allow your opponent to do it. And I've noticed that a couple times that like sometimes I don't get fast move through, sometimes I do. Same thing. Sometimes my opponent does not get a fast move through. Sometimes they do when you throw it right. So maybe that's what you're trying. But yeah, you gotta see what's coming in first. Letting this go is the right play because you can just fairy wind this down. They had to throw Shadow Ball. Was that a Shadow Ball? Even if it was, I think you live, but it's just a nice punch. That seemed fast. You have two Desiring Voices, just going for the fairy wind down anyways. Mirror match. So this is where you want to see the fairy. So we'll play this out. Going straight Moonblast. I would throw right away as well, just to... There's a chance it lowers the opponent's attack, so I might as well just try and get this off right away to see if it hits. Does not. Going to shield. Ooh, the Disarming Voice. I like the idea because you need to keep switch, so landing a Moonblast already gives you a huge heads up. And now they have to shield anyways, right? Or else you're going to take them out. So... What is their... They down land the Moonblast on you. 36-57. Okay, so it looks like you're a little more powered up than they are. So, nice catch on the Gyarados. Let's see if it's Waterfall or Dragon Breath. Does it matter? I don't think so. No, it's Waterfall. That matter. It doesn't even matter. I know Dragon Breath is super effective against Dragonite, but it's just an instant swap. Well, if it's a Dragon Breath, maybe it's not an instant swap, but... Dragonite is actually fine against Gyarados, even with Dragon Breath. A surprise Outrage, which now flips this matchup. I mean, they don't have much left on their Fairy, on their Florges. So they come straight Haxorus. Worried that maybe they just get a pace there, because you already have energy and they just dumped. But it's a nice punch, and now... Oh, plus you have a fairy, so they want to get there. No, okay, that makes more sense. It doesn't make sense, though. Yeah, I guess if they're low enough, yeah, I guess it makes sense. But now you can shield, counter down, and take this out, and have two Ice Punches, and this game's over. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that they came in with their Haxorus into your... Annihilape, because otherwise they'd save their Haxorus for your Florges, plus their Florges was too low that they would be taken out anyways. Makes sense. Okay, anyways, thanks for the submissions. Yeah, like I said, if you want to make this team better, I think you do put that steel in the front to make sure that you have that back end covered, and then Annihilape as a safe swap instead of Dragonite. But thanks for the submission. Yeah, we'll combo Master League Premier and Great League this week, and we'll try and get ahead on videos, but I do not know if I can do it because we are running short on time here. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.